everybody, welcome back to Loud and Proud. In the truck with Dad right now. Actually headed up to Columbia City, Indiana. This is something you guys have been looking forward to for a little bit now, and you've been dogging on me about it, sending me Snapchats and everything else. Sun is really in my eyes right now. Anyways, we're on our way up to look at a truck, a 12 valve. It's a 96, and a lot of you guys have me on Snapchat, so I've already told you. But those of you who aren't, it has 320,000 miles on it. It's all original. It's never been modded out. The only thing that the guy said he modded on the truck was the exhaust, because the exhaust had some kind of exhaust leak on it, and so he said he just put a new exhaust on it. But it's just a stock exhaust on it again with a muffler and everything. So 320,000 might sound like a lot to some people for an average car, but this isn't an average truck. I mean, that motor is a 12 valve, and those, they just run for a really long time depending on how they were taken care of. So we're just gonna, ask the guy some questions on it, see if it all checks out, look it over, check for blow by, maybe try to check and see if the turbine wheel is a little bit loose. If it is, then it means the turbo's probably about to go. But just to make sure everything shifts okay, at least for now, and see where we get with it. But anyways, that's what we're doing. Hopefully everything checks out and we can get a good deal on the truck. I was filming and I made us miss our turn back there, so we're about there now, but okay guys, it is the next day. My dad and I, we actually went and looked at that 96 12 valve yesterday, that second gen, and I just wanted to wrap up what happened last night over there, because I have a few hundred of you guys on Snapchat. It's a lot of you guys were asking, because I put on my Snapchat, it's a no-go for the 12 valve, and a lot of you guys are asking, and there's getting to be hundreds of you guys, so it's getting kind of hard to respond to everybody. But you guys had asked, what's wrong with the truck? What's wrong with it? Is it rough, or you just not interested anymore? And so basically, I drove the truck. I looked around it, and it was missing a plate underneath, right around between where the transmission and the motor meet down in that area. There's a plate missing, so you can see the gears down there. And what was something? Oh, it pulled to the right really bad. So driving down the road, I mean, you had to crank that wheel, like it would randomly just like lock up and pull to the right. And I don't know if it was because of a brake that was seized up, or if it was a caliper, if it was a track bar. Like, I don't know what it was. Maybe the front end's just weak. Maybe it's just a tire that's wore down more on that side, for all I know. But since I didn't know what I was dealing with, and I'm not super educated on those trucks, those bodies and the ins and outs and the mechanics, I just looked at that and I said, dude, I don't know. I said, I'm just gonna have to pass on this, because I just don't know what's wrong with it, and I don't know how to fix it. If I was a guy that knew those trucks and the ins and outs, I'd probably be like, yeah, I mean, this is a solid truck, it's fine, that's nothing, no problem. And as soon as I said, man, I'm gonna have to pass, I'm not interested, he immediately dropped the price, $1,500 on the spot. He said, I'll give it to you for $6,000. And I was like, man, I said, I just don't know. I said, if I change my mind, I'll definitely come back. If I, come to the conclusion that it's still cheap enough to where I can fix it and have a solid truck. But I said, not knowing and being new to these things, I'm like, I just can't drop $6,000 into this thing and not know. And it's already got 320,000 miles on it, which isn't anything for a 12 valve diesel, maintained right, and it's all original and all stock. But like I said, not knowing all the ins and outs of these trucks, it's a lot if you don't know what you're doing. It could be a solid truck for $6,000 and it's got a $400 front end fix and that's it. Or it could be $1,000, $2,000 front end fix, which is unlikely, but it could be something like that, and then all my money's in the hole and it's just a goner on a truck that's got 320,000 miles on it. The transmission still is gonna need built. The interior's in rough shape. It had a crack in the windshield. Just a bunch of stuff that you didn't really see until you went in person to actually check it out. So, I guess lesson learned If the description says runs great, looks great, adult owned, adult driven, everything works as it should, don't necessarily take their word for it. Definitely look it over very closely. So thanks so much for watching, everybody. I just wanted to wrap that up because I know there's a lot of you guys that have really been asking me, you know, why didn't you buy the truck? What's wrong with it? Was there a problem? That's what it was. It just had really hard right pulling steering. There were some parts missing underneath that didn't make any sense to me, but he's like, yeah, he's like, I just never had it on it. You know, I bought it like that, so the way you see it's the way I bought it, and so that's just the way I drove it. So I said, oh well, I mean, maybe fine with you, but me not knowing these trucks, you know, like I said, I just can't put my money into something that isn't assuring that it's a good, solid truck. You know, like, you know a good truck when you get in it, you start shifting gears, manual, automatic, it doesn't matter. 60 to 120 seconds down the road, you're gonna know, is this a good truck or is this an absolute no-go? I mean, you're gonna know it right away most of the time. So I got in that truck and immediately I got 60 seconds down the road and I was like, Dad, this is a no-go, I can't do this. I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with it, and not knowing these trucks, I can't put myself in the hole, so I'm gonna have to pass. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like, comment below, subscribe if you're new, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.